Well, I have been playing, or going back to a game which we've mentioned a couple of times in the last few weeks, and was my number one game of 2019. It's Wargroove. Why did I go back after finishing the campaign? Well, there's so much to do in it, and they've also now even more to do because they released the Double Trouble DLC, and I've been slowly working my way through that as well. Wargroove itself is a turn-based strategic top-down game. Beautiful pixel art, I think, with fully hand-drawn cutscenes. I basically love this game because it strikes everything that Advance Wars did. It has this balance between the units, the way that the strengths and weaknesses of each unit is so finely balanced, how much they cost, whether or not you can afford to take down this aerial unit because you need a ballista, which is an anti-air kind of missile launching system. The prices of the units, the ranges of the units, the attack power of the units, the weaknesses and strength are just perfectly balanced, that you can strategize whether you want to go offensive or defensive. And there's this beautiful duality of finding the right time to attack and finding the right time to defend, which Advance Wars did perfectly. What Wargroove adds in are commanders. They're very tough units. They basically the leaders of each faction, of which there are 4. And these units, commanders, then over time by attacking, they charge up something called Groove, which is a special attack basically. And each commander has a completely different special attack to the next one. So the commanders can be utilized to really smack the hammer down or heal massive amounts of your units if you position them in the correct place. Certain commanders are better for defense, certain commanders are better for offense. And the base game had 4 factions. Cherrystone, which is like knights and soldiers based. Felheim, which were the evil vampires and skeletons. Florin, who were the forest-based people. And Heavensong, who were the sand-based Japanese, yellow in color. And each faction had 3 commanders. Well, this DLC now adds a new faction, which is called the Outlaws. The Outlaws are quite a humorous bunch of people who were attacking you now and again, and one of the Outlaws was known as Greg. I posted a couple of pictures on Twitter of Greg saying humorous things from Wargroove. And so they've basically blown out this Outlaws by adding 3 new commanders from the Outlaws. And one commander is called Wolver. He is basically the strong battle hammer wielding commander who can launch. His special attack is to launch enemies across the screen. So when they land, it's called tee-off. So when they land, they damage themselves and they damage the enemy. You can even launch your own friendly units if you want to get rid of one of them. And then there's a unique commander which has 2 people linked together called Errol and Orla, who are Wolver's 10-year-old children. One's a boy, one's a girl, and they have a special which is called Scorching Fire, which can raise the area in fire, which can basically create a blockage or kill trapped enemies. And the brother, who's a magician, has Cooling Water, which can heal. The last commander I haven't used yet because it's the antagonist to the whole DLC campaign, which took me about an additional 10 to 15 hours to play through. So quite a sizable DLC, which I was very happy about. But the happiest thing is that it adds in 2-player co-op. Because you've got this Wolver and this Errol and Orla as separate commanders, it allows you to play 2-player local co-op, or it's online as well, and you can get together with someone else who's playing it. It basically tasks you, the story of it is this 3rd commander who I've yet to play as, called Vesper, has stolen Enid and is ransoming Enid for a price. So you as the outlaw have to hit all the other 4 factions in 2 missions, 2 maps of each one, to steal their gold. So once you got all the gold, and then it opens up a 9th. So there's a total of an extra 9 maps to play through. But also, which I haven't played yet, is the arcade mode. And the arcade mode is a kind of short-based affair, which you can save after every level. You have 5 levels to play through as each of the commanders. So there's another, how many commanders in total? There's a load of them, like 30 commanders, and each one has 5 extra levels they can play through to gain extra things to unlock. And so these new commanders, they have opened up the arcade modes for those as you're playing through this DLC campaign. There's also bits and pieces like new music, new units. There's a really very useful unit called the Rifleman, who has extremely long range, but is weak against certain units like cavalry, but is very strong against archers. So if you position your rifleman in a certain position, especially if you've got 2 or 3 lined up in the right way, you can cover a good chunk of the map and just whittle enemies down before they even get to you. And I'm just so glad to have gotten back into it. It's over. Yes, I'll be dipping into the arcade stuff now and again, and a few boys on the forum have mentioned interest in playing some online stuff, which I'm well up for, because it's asynchronous as well. So you don't have to be sitting down at the same time. You could play like a long distance game of chess if you want to, and take your time with it. Brilliant stuff. The DLC lives up to what the main campaign did by adding these, and you're adding all these new units in, but still they balanced it in a way that all these extra units you've got still don't feel overpowered or underpowered. It's been a lot of fun. Great stuff, Wargroove. The game that keeps on giving.
No, it's very impressive that the DLC is this meaty and this price free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very impressive.
Unusual in these times. Free DLC. Yes. Mm-hmm. Nothing bad to say about it at all. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.